It was a big building. Hashikawa told him to come in, and Yoshino apologized for intruding, thinking that after living in a messy boys' dorm, he couldn't help feeling nervous. Once they stepped inside Hashikawa's house, Yoshino thought everything looked incredible and completely state-of-the-art. Hashikawa asked what he was talking about, then removed her mask, revealing her face. Yoshino thought that even without the mask, her face was unbelievably beautiful, easily worth 3 million points in his mind. He also noted how amazing the interior was and how convenient the facilities seemed. Hashikawa agreed they looked convenient, but said that, in reality, they were incredibly inconvenient. Yoshino wondered how that could be. Hashikawa explained that the computer was in her room and asked if he could come in to check it. Yoshino agreed, then asked where her family was, saying that since it was already late, he wanted to greet them first. Hashikawa said they weren't there and that she lived alone. Yoshino reacted in surprise, and Hashikawa explained she was living away from her family. Yoshino acknowledged it, realizing it meant the two of them were alone. Hashikawa asked if he was okay and if he still wanted to come in. Yoshino assured her he was fine. Hashikawa looked relieved and said it was her bedroom, so it was a bit embarrassing, but she showed it to him anyway. They enter Hashikawa's bedroom, and Yoshino thought that it smelled nice. He then spotted the laptop and realized it was the same school-owned laptop he had. He decided he should finish the job quickly and head out. Yoshino told Hashiya Haruka that he would touch it for a moment, and Hashiya Haruka mentally told herself she needed to prepare at the word touch. Yoshino said this was what she had called him for and wondered if she had left any screen open that she didn't want him to see. He then told her go first and touch it, apologizing, and Hoshiko wa Haruka asked if he had experience. Yoshino asked if it was okay for him to just start touching it. Then Yoshino began using the laptop and explained each step, opening the settings, entering the password for the apartment's dedicated Wi-Fi, and opening the browser to confirm the connection. While Yoshino explained, Hoshiko Haruka thought it was embarrassing. She told herself it wasn't something to be embarrassed about, and that it would only be an issue if she couldn't redo the setup, but she knew that wasn't the reason she felt this way. Yoshino finished and said it was done, and Hashiya Haruka commented on how fast it had been. Yoshino explained that next time she turned it on, it would connect automatically. Suddenly, Hashiya Haruka grabbed his hand and told him he had really helped her, thanking him sincerely. Yoshino replied that she was welcome and asked if he could go back now. Hashikawa Haruka asked where he meant, and Yoshino replied that he meant going back to the park. Hashikawa Haruka said that it wouldn't be good for him to return there because he might get sick, and she reminded him that she lived alone. She added that there was a spare room next door and pointed out that it was already late. Yoshino began thinking. He then agreed and apologized for overstaying his welcome. Hashikawa Haruka asked why he was trying to leave after everything that had happened. Yoshino wondered if she was offering him a place to stay, but he felt it would be a problem to assume that on his own. He thought that if he said the wrong thing, she might end up disliking him, especially since Hashikawa Haruka was popular and a flawless beauty. Suddenly, Hoshiko wa Haruka said that she was bad with machines and couldn't handle anything besides Wi-Fi. Yoshino acknowledged it, and she continued, saying that Yoshino-kun was good with machines. Yoshino replied that he wasn't particularly great with them, but Hashiya Haruka insisted that he was definitely better than she was. She explained that remote classes were starting soon, and she was worried she wouldn't be able to attend them properly, which implied her reason. Yoshino then asked if she meant he could stay there. Hosakawa Harakoka said that if Yoshino-kun wanted to stay, she would feel bad for asking, but would really help her a lot if he did. She became happy and told him that it was fine and that he could stay. Yoshino asked if he wouldn't be a bother, and she answered that he wouldn't be at all and said she was actually happy about it. Yoshino thought about the word happy, and Hashiya Haruka explained that it was because she could learn about machines from him. Yoshino said that if there was anything he could teach her, he would help her as much as she wanted. Hashiya Haruka became delighted and started laughing. Yoshino wondered what kind of cute creature she was and couldn't believe she was the same flawless beauty he had seen at school. He thought that maybe that was why. Hashikawa then said she would continue relying on Yoshino-kun from now on, and Yoshino replied that he would be counting on her as well. Yoshino thought that at that moment he didn't notice the lie she had told. Haruka then remembered something from her childhood. Her family always told her she was bad at lying. They said anyone could tell when she was hiding something just by looking into her eyes. Because of that, she became afraid. But in the present, Haruka quietly said that he hadn't noticed. Thank God. Thanks to that, she could live with Yoshino-kun from now on. Sorry for lying. The narrator then explains that her finding Yoshino in the park wasn't a coincidence. A flashback shows Haruka checking her phone. She sees that the student dormitory has been closed. Yoshino used to live in that dorm. She wonders, did he go back home? I'll feel lonely, but if he's okay, that's enough. But what if he couldn't go home? She starts thinking. Haruka knows she's good with technology and that she's smart. She realizes a high school boy has nowhere to stay overnight. So she figures the only place close to the school where someone could spend the night is the park. That thought leads back to the present time. The narrator says Haruka wasn't actually trying to catch Wi-Fi. She was trying to find Yoshino. Haruka had been smiling behind her mask the whole time, but Yoshino never noticed. Masks are useful for hiding expressions, and pretending to be bad with machines was something she made up on the spot because she hadn't planned how to approach him. She thinks back to when she acted like this 1 year ago. What should she say? My phone isn't connecting. I just moved here before the entrance ceremony. It's spring break, so no one is around. It's been like this for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes. Then in that memory, she hears herself say, "Excuse me." Yoshino looks at her and asking me. Haruka replies softly, "Yes, could you help me? My phone isn't connecting to the internet." Yoshino asks to see it. "Could you show it to me?" She hands it over. "Here you go," she says. "Then I'll borrow it for a bit." Haruka nods. "Ah, yes. Yes." He studies the phone. "Whom I see?" Haruka thinks to herself. "That reminds me. It might have been a while since I last relied on someone." Yoshino finishes the setup and returns the phone. "I'm done." Haruka is surprised already. Yoshino explains. "It was just trying to catch some free Wi-Fi, so I think it's fine now." She thanks him. "Thank you very much. I just bought this phone, and after moving here, there isn't anyone I know." Yoshino asks, "Could be you're planning to grow old here?" Haruka answers, "Yes." Yoshino says, "Me too. So if you need anything like this again, feel free to ask me." He gives her the phone back. Haruka blushes. In her mind, she admits the truth. She realized she had fallen in love right after she enrolled. It happened when she met him again in the classroom. Something about him felt different from other boys. Quiet, calm, gentle, sincere, so cool. Or rather, I like him. But she never knew how to approach him. She's bad at lying. She felt that if she looked into his eyes, he would immediately know she liked him. So she started daydreaming instead. Yoshino's gaze, the feeling of his hand, how he might react to her words and actions. As her feelings grew stronger, her desires started slipping out of control. And today, she even brought him to her apartment. She thinks to herself, he was so cute. If I play more pranks on him, I wonder what kind of reaction he'll make. Haruka's thoughts keep going. I want to rely on Yoshino-kun more. I want to touch him. I keep relying on him because that lets me be closer. But earlier, my heart was pounding. I got flustered thinking he might really touch me. But this isn't the time to be flustered. She reminds herself she has a problem to tackle starting tomorrow, getting closer to Yoshino before the state of emergency ends. While they can still stay together in close quarters, it might be the best chance to create a gentle, unspoken bond. But I don't want him to think I'm pushy or loose or scary. Then her imagination runs wild. She pictures Yoshino leaning over her, saying, "I can't hold back anymore. It's your fault for touching and tempting me." Her mind fills with those images, and quietly in her heart, she thinks, I want Yoshino-kun to make a move on me. The scene shifts. Yoshino is sitting alone, deep in thought. He tells himself, don't get exposed. I'll do my best to keep them hidden. As he thinks this, an image of Hoziwa crosses his mind. Living together with Hoziwa. Meanwhile, on her side, Hoziwa is thinking something completely different. She wonders to herself, if I sneak into Yoshino-kun's bed, it might still not be a good idea.